Architectural Builder's Supply is pleased to present you with this recording of the technical question that is listed in the title of this video.
This call may be monitored and recorded for quality assurance.
So you ordered a four.
Did you get you got my email? You said to call you back. You don't remember?
I remember exactly now.
Okay.
You ordered a 5 by 4.5, and
which I thought it was because they measured quickly, and I assumed because there's no such thing as a 4.7. I just assumed it was 4.5, and that's what I said. And then when I put it in just now, it's too small because I think I sent you the picture. It measures, not 4.5, but 4.7.
So you ordered 5 by 4.5 inch hinges, and the height is the first dimension, 5 inch, and hinges.
The height is perfect. The height's perfect. It's the width. So
I'll jump in when you're all ready.
No, I'm ready. It's just the width.
Okay. So you ordered 5 by 4.5. The height is the first dimension at 5 inch. As you know, hinges are measured when they're laid open. You ordered 4.5. Your existing is closer to 4 11/16. Okay. So 4 11/16 minus 4.5 is 3/16. Divided by 2 is 93,000. May I ask, why does that matter? Because the difference is in the projection of the hinge barrel off the face of the door. In your case, it's 3/16 different. Does that barrel bottom into the jamb or the casing?
It goes in, but there's a huge gap now.
Why would there be a gap? A gap where?
On the width.
But where's the gap? So
the gap is between the frame and the end of the door. I mean, the hinge goes into the frame. I mean, I can show you. Do you have the ability for me to FaceTime you?
No. So both of the leaves get mortised to the door and to the jamb. And it is the only difference between what you have and what arrived, the width, in that it's about 3/16 different.
Yeah, I mean, when I measured it, it says 4.7.
Yeah,
whatever the measurement tape I sent.
Yeah, just working in the imperial system, I'm assuming about 4 11/16. So,
yeah.
But what I don't understand, what you need to get me to understand is how that tiny difference in width is causing a problem.
You want me to take a picture and send it to you?
I would love to see the picture. Send it to me.
Okay. All right. Let me go get a picture. I'll send it to you.
Yeah.
All right. Bye-bye.
All right. Bye. If you are enjoying this video, please click thumbs up or like, and also please consider subscribing to our channel. Let's move on to the rest of the video. It could be that those hinges, that the hinge that your original hinge was an unequal leaf hinge. That's possible.
It is an unequal. I just pulled it out. One leaf is longer than the other.
A little longer than the other. Yeah. So, a couple of ways to contend with this, I suppose. And that area that's left open is like on the door. That's what we would call the hinge back set. The problem is you can't scooch it back on your door, and the keen observer will know why, because that's a slot cut in the edge of your door for your metal weather stripping. Yeah. So my suggestion is you probably have about 1/4 inch there, is that you get some very small, you may be able to get some small 1/4 by 1/4 lumber. And I would drill into the back of it. I'd get some very small dowel rods, like 1/8 of an inch, and I would insert those in the back of the piece of key stock, and I would drill a small hole into your jamb, and I would insert those pieces in there to fill that. Here's the bottom line. No one is going to make you this unequal leaf hinge. No one. And I know this. because I get asked this question, and I've seen hinges made, and it's an awful business. So whomever was making those probably said, the door guy in the whatever the 70s
Well,
or 80s.
this house was built in 1930, so that's from 1930.
Yeah. When you look at it, is because of the location of the holes in that leaf where your screws are. That picture you sent yesterday. So I mean, I'm not advocating leaving it exposed because it's you're going to notice.
No, I'm not at all.
I mean,
I'm not going to put. I got to hire a carpenter to put a piece of wood there, and then it's going to look worse. Then I got to stain it. I got to paint it. It's going to look worse than just having the old metal ones. The old ones weren't bad. They just didn't look nice. They didn't look horrible, but I wanted like nice antique brass looking hinges that go with the rest. Replacing all the hinges in the house. I'm just not going to do anything.
Yeah, you sure got the look. The problem with that approach is sooner or later, and it may not be your problem, it might be the next homeowner's problem, that hinge is going to wear to the point where it now needs.
And hinge has been there for 100 years.
Yeah, literally. So,
literally, it's been there for -7, 93 years. It's been there. I don't think it's going anywhere.
Would you
and
need to hire
this house like garbage? What?
Would you need to hire a carpenter to do that little fill work?
Yes, I don't have that talent, and not only that, I would want it to look good, and I don't, and then I would have to stain it, and then there's no reason. Just like it's going to end up looking worse and costing me a lot of money than if I just leave what I have there.
Boy, that would be easy. That would be easy work for most people, but I understand what you're saying.
Okay. All right. Thank you so much. Appreciate your time.
Yeah, sorry about needing the photos. It didn't dawn on me that you could have an unequal leaf hinge, but you do.
Yeah, and I'm guessing these hinges are custom and non-returnable.
Absolutely, and that's
okay. All right.
The problem
All
with.
Right. All right. Thank you.
All right, Nick. Bye-bye.
All right. Bye.
Architectural Builders Supply hopes you have enjoyed this program. If you've not hit subscribe yet, we would very much appreciate if you did, and hopefully you're enjoying this video. Now, let's get back to it.
Well, I must say, I think that there's more of a case of intransigence, not being open or willing to fix the problem. From the photographs and the stuff, the photos that came before, the issue is you've got a door that is maybe not a door that is that old, although it could be. The fact that there's metal weather stripping there tells me that it is an older door. Could it be 90 years old? Absolutely. By looking at the hinge with the unusual non-template pattern, definitely tells me it's a doesn't definitely tell me it's pre-World War II, but that would be my initial guess. The bottom line is, my suggestion is, the hinges that he ordered are beautiful. They're gorgeous. They're brass-based material, antique finish, 3-knuckle, 5 by 4.5 heavyweight. It's a beautiful hinge. What I would simply suggest, and I've done this in the past, hobby shops, places that cater to hobbyists, whether it be a Michael's or a hobby store, they're going to have pieces of wood. In fact, hobby stores do. I know that they do. They'll have what I would call key stock, if it was metal, in different X by Y dimensions. I would consider trying to get some that are very small. That hinge thickness being heavyweight is 0.190, and yes, it is anything but thick. I would definitely look into getting a piece of wood that I could put a small dowel behind, drilling a hole in the jamb, and then putting 2 or 3 dowels, drilling holes, and then inserting that and just packing it flush. You could also probably just take a piece of wood and a small piece of wood that you've prepared and glue it in place. You could easily put a spreader in the opening to hold it in place while it is gluing. You could put up plastic for the 6 hours during the proper sort of day of the year that it's going to be appropriate to have the door open that long, while you're just simply gluing it, you might be able to finish nail it, although I'd be quite concerned about splitting such a small piece of wood. At the end of the day, if the options were do nothing or do something, the answer of do nothing is not the approach that I would suggest anyone take. Those hinges are just too good looking. It's exactly what he wanted, except that it was completely indiscernible to anyone, because frankly, the client gave me the part number they wanted, and you got to assume somebody's doing all the work about determining what is needed. Then it comes back, it's an unequal leaf hinge. One leaf is X, the other leaf is Y, and you can see why that's the case, that they've done that there, and it's because of the construction of the door and frame. They've got that hinge, basically an unequal leaf. They're pulling the hinge leaf maybe shorter on the door to get that slot cut down, so that when the door closes, the metal weather stripping is going to enter the slot in the edge of the door. The point of the matter is, whoever built that door originally, a lot of work was put into it, and I think a little bit more work is deserving to go into that opening to make it work and look exactly the way the client wants. Thank you.
Again, thank you for watching, and if you've enjoyed this video, please click thumbs up, please subscribe, and maybe even send the video to someone that you know. Thank you.